Yesterday in Exos Heroes Japan, they actually revealed the 7th member of Summer Festa FateCore, and we had our global server had our own reasoning that 6 members didn't make sense at all. Why? Because we kind of see one blue FateCore incoming, which was believed to be but then without that, we are left with 5 members, and 5 members is just not an even number to use string of creation banner, because we usually require 3 people, 1 being gold, the other 2 being black. So what's gonna be, Iris, Scarlet, Dugar, 1. I'm just guessing out of random, which you can see the silhouette of, right? And the other 3, or the other 2 being the in the other string of creation, but then we have to have 3 for string of creation. So it makes sense for it to be another 7th member basically. And if you look at the silhouette, we all know the one on the left and the one on the right, but then we all actually do not know the one in the middle. Can you see the one in the middle? And I have my own reasonings to believe who she is. It's a she, because the Line Games Japan told us there are 2 male characters and 5 female characters. A lot of rumors on who she is, but I was able to narrow it down to 2 members. Our number 1 suspect is... Wait, before I do that, remember her height, okay? And remember her hat. Her height and her hat are the key ones. So she's about the same height as Iris. Do you agree? Do you agree that she's a little bit taller or similar height as Iris? A lot taller than Yao, smaller than Scarlet, right? So let's base on her height. And I'll show you how tall Iris is. So Iris is this tall, and Scarlet is... Where is Scarlet? Did I pass Scarlet? I'm sorry, Scarlet. Oh, here you go. So Iris is here. Scarlet is what? Why aren't you taller? Right here. Okay. So it's gonna be somewhere here. And if you actually saw the let me put Iris again. So remember the height of Iris, okay? If you actually check out Readmarie, similar height, and look at the shape of hat. Look at the shape of hats. So 3 feathers flying around. A hat that has a side thing that goes over there. Let's compare with the silhouette one more time. It doesn't have the ideal silhouette, but the 3 feathered-ish kind of gives us the idea that it can be Readmarie, which I personally do not think of. Because number 1, that hat may be relying on ocean, but that hat is nothing that can be used as like a summer festa holiday ish hat. That's just not summer related hat at all. It looks like a very it looks like it's made out of feather. It's gonna like it may protect your head from sun, but you're gonna be sweating inside, right? So I don't think that hat is actually the hat that's in the silhouette. The one in the silhouette just happened to have 3 feathers that's flying over. So a lot of people suspect it's a Readmarie based on the hat, but I don't think so, because number 1 reason. I mean, number 2 reason. Number 1 reason is the one that I just gave you out. Number 2, how did we define them? How did we define who's who here? Who's Degar? Who's Iris? Who's Scarlet? Who's Bernadette? Who's Yao? How did we tell? We were able to tell based on their face. Do you agree? Degar doesn't have his signature armor. Iris doesn't have her signature, clothes or whatever. We were not telling who they are based on their outfit. We were telling who they are based on their face. Correct? So why bother to use the silhouette, which can be based on the outfit? Which, in my opinion, is why it may still be Readmarie, but in my opinion, it's not. Then who is she gonna be? Who is she gonna be? In my opinion, remember the height of Iris? This tall. It's gonna be Jinai. I know Jinai is significantly taller than Iris actually. If you see here, Jinai is actually taller. Without her hair, she may get her height like around here. But Jinai is actually taller than Iris. But why, despite that? Oh, I'm sorry. The picture was covering it. I'm sorry. But why? Why do I think it's gonna be Jinai over anyone else? There are two reasons. Number one, why would they intentionally reveal on Japan server? Why would they reveal on Japan server, but not on global, not on Asia, not on Korea? My suspect is because it was related to Japanese culture, and out of all the hero character pools, there is like Jin, who's like ninja-ish thing. But Jinai, who can represent Japanese culture in this game better than Jinai does? I mean, I'm not saying Jinai is from Japan. Like in this game, there's no Japan, there's no Asia, there's just Brune and Saint West or like other countries. But like she obviously have a feature like a kimono or like that gigantic nose for like a sexual symbolism as well. Like it has just so many things that can be seen as Japanese style, and because they're revealing it in Japan first. I hope it's actually more of my hope. I don't actually suspect. I hope. I actually hope it's Jinai. Okay. My number two reason. We were heavily waiting for a Jinai FateCore because Garth has FateCore. Raquel will soon have 2 FateCores. Bathory have FateCore. Shufraken have FateCore. Among those top 5 of the rarest one, Jinai is the only one who doesn't have FateCore yet. So we do know eventually Jinai will have her FateCore available to us. And I think that eventually is now on Summer Festa. So that is my 2 reasons for it to be Jinai. But I do respect opinions of people suspected to be Readmarie. And let me give you a scenario where it can be Readmarie. If you actually check out the spells of Readmarie, she has a spell that's well, let's not go by this one. Actually, let me look at the FateCore. I'm sorry, hold on. The FateCore Readmarie. Forget Iris. You're gonna go for Jinai all in. all right. So if you look at the Readmarie here, her spells are just regular ultimatum, and then this one, total bombardment. It's a piercing damage. So what I suspect is, you know how we have Deva reworked, and we had Annie reworked, and they're all in the past or forgotten memory FateCore theme, which means other FateCores are also capable of getting reworked. And if FC Readmarie were to be reworked, and because she has a spell that can pierce, Lion Games may come up with a new reworked Pierce ability, and then have those Pierce be able to counter current shield meta. You know how Dragon of Seas provides shield? Those piercing may be able to give us the edge to counter the Dragon of Sea. Meaning that can be FC Readmarie, the existing one in the middle, getting reworked, and have the spells or skill sets to counter. But there is also a opinion who can counter that. Like all of the reworked ones didn't have their outlook change at all. We had this outlook for Annie before rework, and same goes for Deva. However, if it was to be a Readmarie, why change her outfit? Why change her outfit into the one with the summer? So in a way, it doesn't make sense neither. So that's also one of the reasons why if it's not gonna be an existing core FateCore to be reworked on the middle as a 7th member of Summer Festa, it's gotta be Jinai. It's gotta be Jinai, right? So that's why my heavily educated guess suggests me that it's gonna be Jinai. I have thought of others as well, like Otar, as people say. I just simply do not see a reason why to hide Otar. Like, why bother to hide Otar amongst the 7 and then reveal the other 6? Otar doesn't have that significance in that, in my opinion. Like, I would rather hide Bernadette or Iris or like other members who can be seen as significance worth, you know. But they have chosen to go one silhouette missing, and which kind of suggests that's a gold one. That's a golden FateCore. And like I say, it all comes to Jinai. Like, Jinai is the only one of those top 5 who doesn't have FateCore. Jinai also being relatively close to Japanese culture and being revealed in Japan first for the silhouette. Like, of course I can be wrong. Lion Games is a bit capable of coming up with a new idea, but keep in mind, this will never be Dorka. This will never be Naomi. This will never be the ones whom we suspect as the Chapter 11 characters. And there are people here who also suspect that the guy on the left is Schmid. Schmid is actually Chapter 11 character who is the master of Zeon when it comes to, and himself was also a legendary treasure hunter back in the days. But I just don't think that's gonna be a Schmid. Number one reason, because I told you guys that Summer Festa will be available in String of Creation. So are Lion Games nice enough to include the new character available in String of Creation? Are they that nice? Because if I was Lion Games, I would make a ton of more money out of it by making another individual banner for new Chapter 11 characters, for Kylock, for Dorka, for Schmidt, for Naomi. You know, I would done that. Why bother to include one member in Summer Festa and then give it out pretty much for guarantee? Oh no, have I given them the ideas to make us into whales? But anyways, that's why I believe that dude is not Schmidt. If it was Schmidt, then oh my gosh, Lion Games are so nice to us. But that's not gonna be Schmidt in my opinion. That's rather like I say, I keep telling you guys. I'm sensing it's a Glenn. Okay, I'm sensing it's a Glenn. Of course I can be wrong. I know, but I feel it, man. It's gonna be Glenn. Okay, I just have this hunch in my face. Okay, I've been telling people that's Glenn, even like for a while. And a lot of people have been agreeing with me. So In a way, I'm getting some confidence. I'm getting some confidence on it. Okay. But yes, get excited. And although you don't read the Chinese or Japanese letter in the bottom, basically it says something about the January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Something about July 15th at 8 o'clock on Japan time. July 15th, 8 o'clock Japan time. I mean 8 p.m. Japan time. They are gonna do an audio show, and in audio show, it's gonna be where they reveal that silhouette. So let's get excited for the silhouettes. So for the silhouettes to be revealed on 15th, which is 2 days in Japan time, or in Japan time, or 3 days to some of the members who are from other area. Can it be Valentina? Let's actually check if that can be a Valentina. I had a chat room person who asked if it's a Valentina or not. Oops, no, why did I go to FateCore? I'm sorry. Journal. Because I do know Valentina also have a hat, and Valentina also didn't have the FateCores at all. Can this be Valentina? I can... Yeah, I will say so. There is a chance for it to be Valentina. Let me watch the silhouette one more time. Based on how tall she are, it matters how tall she are. So Valentina is as tall as... Wait, is Valentina taller than Janai? Or are they same height? Oh, they're about same height, right? Same height. She does have feathers, yeah. She does have feathers. And she also doesn't have FateCore. Taller than Janai, okay. Yeah, in a way, I do see Valentina here. But then if it was to be Valentina, I don't understand why they had to reveal it on Japan first. Either Japan Line Games have done things that they were not to do, they were meant to not do, because they were originally going to be revealed on the same time, or they've done it because the character there is relevant to Japan. Keep thinking Valentina will have a blue FateCore. Yeah, like that's what I also think as well. Star Slice, that's like I say, blue FateCores are appearing, and we're gonna have Yao for stories. So we got the country covered. We got Baraka cover for a Wasted Red. We're gonna have Glenn-ish or other one who's gonna cover Lenom. We're gonna have Rachel who's gonna cover Saint West. Then who's gonna cover North Von Frosty? In my opinion, because we already have FateCores for Shufraken and Reim, it's gonna be Valentina. So we do know eventually Valentina will be available for us in the future as Blue FateCore, hopefully as Blue FateCore. So that means Valentina may be able to wait and come out with Blue FateCore rather than on Summer Festa. But then I do respect your opinion in it. Okay. So let's see whether it being Jinai or Readmarie or Valentina. Anything else? Any other possible candidates for silhouettes? I don't have so far. Actually, I came up with two, but then one of the people in the chat room actually told me that it can be Valentina. Okay, so it's not gonna be Morris. It's not gonna be Morris, all right? Sabrina, I don't see Sabrina there, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, and I don't think Sabrina is significant in a way where we can just like, why bother to not reveal Sabrina? Huh? What's so special about Sabrina? I would rather, like I said, save Bernadette, hide Bernadette and then reveal Sabrina, But then that's just me having no idea of whatever. Yeah, Sabrina is more like a black FC as well, because like the seventh member has to be golden FC, because we have to have 2 golden FC, other than, you know, the one start with I rhymes with is or whatever. So yeah, hope you enjoyed my video, and if you did, please like it or subscribe it, or leave some comment if you have your own ideas to suspect, or to bring out a suspect. Again, thank you for watching, and yeah, hit me a like or subscribe.